Hi guys, thanks for coming back to another video. Appreciate y'all coming back. Guys, I have some information that I wanted to go ahead and share with you today. I actually have a lot of information that I need to share. However, I have not been given the go-ahead to get it out as of yet. I think I'm finally starting to understand that the reasoning why is that the Lord is now starting to bring confirmation to quite a bit of the information that he has been showing me and sharing with me. We know that scripture, out of the mouths of 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter shall be established. I believe that is what he is trying to allow me to recognize and to receive before I bring it forth. However, the information that I want to bring forth to you today is an older matter that I want to bring back and discuss and bring it back to the forefront again. Because the Lord has been placing it upon my heart and upon my study time as well. We're going to be talking about the places of safety. We're going to be talking about the area of Tanzania and Zanzibar. This is the area that the Lord told me several years ago was the places of safety. I've shared those messages with you before. I'll go ahead and share them again through Google Docs. The video that when I received the information and first started talking about the places of safety was done several years ago, 2 or if not 3 years ago, and I'll show you which video that was. We did some information and some research and some study in that area already that I'm not going to double back and go back in through again. I will provide the link for the video and you guys can go back and take a look at that. But the Lord is continuing to bring this up into my mind and heart and it continuously. And so it is something that I delved into in regards to study. And that is the information that I would like to share with you today. So guys, I appreciate y'all coming back. Let's just go ahead and get started with this because the information that I found is pretty interesting, and I think you'll find it that way as well. Now, what you're looking at is Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the mountain that is near Zanzibar. It is the mountain within the country of Tanzania. That I was drawn to when I originally first received the information, because the Lord had said to me at that time that the places of safety were around the outer rim, which when I went to look and started doing some research regarding the outer rim, originally I was thinking, you know, in the solar system and the stars and what have you, but that I don't believe that's where he was pointing me. I believe he was pointing me to this particular area, the outer rim of this particular mountain, or as it is, a volcano. So I want to go ahead and bring up some of the information that I did find in regards to it just on this part of my study. Again, anyone that has not seen that video, and it's been quite some time since I posted it, please go back and take a look at it in regards to when he first told us about these places of safety. So when I first started my study this go-round, I was drawn to the mountain. I was drawn to that particular part of it. Right here recently, I've been looking at some pictures in regards to Tanzania and seeing some of the land outlay that seems to have been drawing me recently in regards to circles. And that is another study and information that we provided already in the past. He is still pointing me in that particular direction, and at some other time we're going to have to continue to go through on that. But it was drawing me back for several different reasons, and that being one of them. So I went ahead and pulled up Wikipedia, Mount Kilimanjaro, and this is the mountain that is near Zanzibar. It is located in the country of Tanzania, and it is a place where the Lord had pointed us originally to regarding these places of safety. And he made mention of the outer rim. And the rim at that time was found to be the crater of the volcano mountain. And so in the video from the past, I made mention, I heard him say, when he was trying to tell me, I asked him, well, Lord, what is the name of this place of safety? And I heard him say Sansa with an S is what I heard. And I didn't understand it. And then I understood him to mean Zanzibar. But you guys can go back on that video and listen to it, because it is where I was saying I heard him say Sansa, which is really interesting. So when I went in to do the research work on this, I will say that I almost fell out of my chair when I saw this particular thing. I went through this wiki page, and then I saw this particular map, and I want to pull this up for you. This is the island of Zanzibar, okay? And this is the country of Tanzania that is connected with this. But take a look at this map. This map here says Sansibar with an S. That is the exact word that I heard when I heard him tell me what the name of this place of safety is. And I don't know if you can see the red outline here. Sansibar, okay, with an S, was all of this, okay? It was all of this, which is the continent, or the little country, I mean, of Tanzania. Let's pull up a regular map so that you can see. So what I've done is I've just brought this particular map over that we were looking at from Wiki, and then I'm bringing this particular map over just from images off of Google. And you can see that this particular map here, you can see where Zanzibar is, and then this is all Tanzania. And here's Mount Kilimanjaro right there, okay? And so here's Mount Kilimanjaro, all right? And then here's the island of Zanzibar with a Z. This is how they're spelling it right here, Zanzibar. But notice this whole area in the red, back in this time frame right here. Let's see if I can make this bigger. This is back in 1888, I believe it was, that Wiki had said. And it's saying that it's Sansibar. And so it is more than just this. It's all of Tanzania is what it is, and not so much the island of Zanzibar, okay? Which I thought was extremely interesting, because I can recall saying Sansa, and I'm really glad that I documented it, because when I saw this particular map going through on my study the other day, and guys, I look at Wiki all the time in regards to stuff that the Lord has told me, and I'm telling you, I don't believe I've ever seen this map before. Maybe it just wasn't time for me to see it. Maybe now is the time for me to see it. But I just wanted to let you know, okay, all of where that red line is, it's showing the red line here, and it comes all the way down off to the coast. See, here's one island here, here's Zanzibar here, here's one island here, and Zanzibar here. So this is all Tanzania. And notice it doesn't say that it's Tanzania. It's not identifying that at all, from this particular map being back from 1888. Very interesting information. So Sansibar, okay, is this whole area. What is being called Tanzania today is this whole area. So I wanted to go ahead and bring that to your attention, because the Lord has continued to point me back. So let's just go ahead and continue. So if we've returned back to our wiki page where we originally saw that map, and there is a long picture of the mountain itself. But let's just go right back up to the top of the page here, because there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. So we know that this particular area, Sansibar, okay, is more than just the island Zanzibar, which is off its coast, okay? It is the complete country of Tanzania. And it appears to encompass the area around the mountain as well. And so we saw that, okay? The age of this particular mountain, when I did this research, is 3 million years old. 3 million years old. And all the information that I'm bringing to you is off of this particular page. Here's where it says the age is 3 million years old. The last time it erupted was between 150,000 and 200,000 years ago. Okay. So it is made up of 3 different volcanoes. I want to talk to you about these. It is Mount Kilimanjaro has 3 volcanic cones, one by the name of Kibo. The other one is Mawenzi, and the third one is Shira. Now, when I looked up the names, what these names mean, I think you guys will find it very interesting. Kibo's name, meaning historically, it's a surname that normally sorts people into groups by occupation, place of origin, clan affiliation, patronage, parentage, adoption, and even physical characteristics. For example, red hair. Many of the modern surnames in the dictionary can be traced back to Britain and Ireland. And so to come back to say to you guys, just one particular thing, when we originally started talking about not just the video where the Lord said to me originally what those places of safety were, but then when I was pressing into him in more conversation, and I've shared these with you already, and I'll share them again because I copied and pasted them off of my Facebook page and put them on Google Docs, so I can give you that link. But he also made mention that Sansibar, okay, was like an original stopping place. If you think in your mind like a train depot, everybody gets there, but then others are going to different places. Now, if you read through some of those messages that the Lord gave me several years ago when I was pressing him about what is these places of safety, what does it mean, how is it all going to tie into everything, he said that not everybody will stay there. Okay, we are going there to learn. We are going there to rest. We are going there, and so children will be going to a different place. Others will be going. I can only assume it would be for levels of learning where you need to be. But I don't know. You know, that's something that you're going to have to question the Lord about. But I know that these places of safety, everyone is coming into that particular area and then sorted out from there. So for me to look up and hear about the word Kibo and to have the information that it's saying here about sorting people into groups by occupation, place of origin, clan affiliation, and that stood out to me because remember when the Lord said to me, O'Hare, and he had me look that up, and it come to find out that that was tied into Ireland, and he said a clan to me. He didn't say a tribe. He said a clan, and he said they represent him. Do y'all remember all of that? Okay, so when I saw this, I said, wow, that's pretty interesting because that's some of the stuff that the Lord has been saying all along. So that was the name of Kibo, and that is what that meant. Basically, it is a boy's name of African origin. It is the highest peak in Africa on Mount Kilimanjaro. In Japanese, the meaning of Kibo is hope. In Japanese, it means hope. So Mawenzi is it's of unknown origin. They don't know exactly where that name came from, but it means gift of God. That's what that means. And then Shira means singing in Hebrew, melody or song. That's what it means. It's a girl's name. It is a Hebrew name. And the name Shira means my song. In Japan, the word Shira or Shiro means white. In Japan also, the name of the Grimm's famous Snow White story is Shiramime. Okay, so identifying it as white. So when we look at the characters in that particular story, then white and princess could suggest purity and goodness. So I thought that was really interesting. The three, which is a big number, what the names mean, how old this mountain is. It happens to be one of the tallest mountains in the world. I thought that was very interesting as well. I want to show you a picture here that I think is something pretty spectacular to see. So still on the wiki page, under the history area, there was something quite interesting that I wanted to read to you. Hans Meyer has claimed that Rebman first arrived in Africa in 1846 and quoted from his particular diary an entry that was done on May the 11th of 1848 saying this, and it's right here. It says, "This morning at 10 o'clock, we obtained a clearer view of the mountains of Jaga, the summit of one of which is covered by what looked like a beautiful white cloud. And when I inquired to the dazzling whiteness, the guide merely called it cold. And at once I knew that it could be neither more nor less than snow. Immediately I understood how to interpret the marvelous tales of Dr. Carafe, and I had heard at the coast of a vast mountain of gold and silver in the far interior, and the approach to which was guarded by evil spirits." Very, very interesting little quotation that he made in that particular diary. I'd like to show you the image, one of the images of this particular mountain volcano. And notice here that it is surrounded here by some of these white clouds. It's a beautiful, beautiful mountain. I want to also continue to go on and talk about the name of this, because Kilimanjaro has been identified as meaning many different things. Kilimanjaro meant either mountain of greatness or mountain of caravans. Kilima meant mountain and Jaro meant caravans, most probably. But they generally have been understood to mean that mountain Kilima of greatness, Nanjaro, so mountain of greatness. They also say that it is a white mountain. They have called it White Mountain. And Nanjaro is ancient Swahili for the word shining, which is very interesting. So there's a lot of different words and names that they have identified this with, but one of the most interesting ones is that the summit was renamed Freedom Peak. The summit was renamed Freedom Peak in Swahili. Very, very interesting information. So coming back to this right here where we're talking about Sansibar. I wanted, for some reason, I felt like I needed to look up to see what the gematria was in regards to Sansibar and that particular name. So let's take a look at it and see what that is. So this particular site right here, I actually used to pull up and use their gematria calculator, because Gematria to me is something that's very, very new. I am not particularly a number person, but it is something that I am starting to get a little bit more interested in due to where I feel like the Lord has been pointing me. Kind of a weird name, but it is a site that is useful nonetheless. So if I type in Sansibar, it will give me the number for this particular word as 353. You can type in a word, you can type in a sentence, a grouping of words, part of a scripture, or what have you, and it will come up with the gematria number for whatever you have typed in there. So now there is another site as well that I have been pointed to in regards to having a great database for Strong's numbers and extensive words for Greek and Hebrew, a Hebrew database. Let's pull that one up. So this is the site for pulling up your Strong's words. This is just one. This happens to be one that has a vast database. And I was very glad that someone pointed me here. So what I'm going to go is just go ahead and type in what our number was from our gematria site and pull up to see exactly what this particular number means. Now, I think you're going to find this to be very, very interesting because there is an extensive amount of words here of what this word could possibly mean. But we're going to go ahead and start pulling up some here to identify what is popping out to me. So we have here the number 5, which we know what the number 5 represents. If we're continuing to go down here, we see the word return many times. We see the word Goshen, which is very, very interesting. Let's pull that word up. I want to take a look at the meaning of that word. So just taking a look at the word Goshen, we can see that it's identifying several different things. A particular region in Lower Egypt, a land or place of plenty and comfort, and also a city in northern Indiana. Related words for Goshen is heaven, upstairs, and Canaan. But this is really interesting. A land or place of plenty and comfort. When we look at that 353, which is what Sansibar was, we're seeing that it says return quite a bit. It is saying Goshen. It speaks of snow, which we have seen on that particular mountain. It speaks of Mashiach, anoint. It is a land, a court, a seed. Now, guys, when I saw this, I was very, very excited. Can you see what that says? It says Zerah. The number in Hebrew 2233 is Zerah. The twins of Tamar, that was the one that had the scarlet thread around the wrist, okay, that stuck its hand out first and then pulled it back. And then Pharez actually was born first. He was the breach. And so Zerah, which is who is representing the Lord Jesus Christ that went up through Ireland. And we learned about all of that particular history. Zerah, the seed of Christ. So here we are. It is showing us this yet again. From what? From the word Sansibar. From the word Sansibar. Okay? So when I'm going through here, it says that it's help. Again, the seed. And it just comes right on through. The court. The clothe, to pass, the land. I mean, guys, I am overwhelmed when I saw this information. Now, I don't know a whole lot about gematria, but I can tell you what, when I pulled this up and then looked to see what the Strong's meant, I was beside myself. I was beside myself. When I also went in to take a look to see what the Strong's meant, 353 in Greek and 353 in Hebrew. I want to just show you the regular Strongs that I normally pull up. So here it is. So Strong's Greek 353 means to take up. I take up, I raise, I take on board, I carry off, I lead away. 353 in Greek. Let's take a look at the Hebrew. Help. Help. So I thought that was really, really interesting, guys. So I shared some of this information with a friend of mine, and she is one that is really into taking a look at the etymology of a particular word. And seeing how Sansibar, okay, really is what Tanzania is at this time on our maps, then she went through and she pulled up to see what the etymology was for Tanzania. I'd like to pull that up for you. So this is just Wikipedia for Tanzania, and we're going to go back down in here and we're going to take a look at the etymology. So it says the name Tanzania was created as a clipped compound of the names of two states that unified to create the country, these two countries. And the name is derived from the Swahili word of tanga, which means sail, and Nika, which means uninhabited plain or wilderness, creating the phrase sail in the wilderness. It means wilderness. That's what it means. It means wilderness. Guys, when she brought that forth to me and she showed that to me after I had shared this whole study with her about where I felt like the Lord was pointing me to, He keeps pointing me back to those places of safety. And I'm reading about everything else, and that this mountain really is the Freedom Peak. It is the tallest mountain. It is known as the Mountain of Shining, the Mountain of White. What the names of those volcanoes mean, hope and purity and white. You know, guys, it's amazing to me that I found that map after all of this time when I had done so much study on it before, recognizing that the Lord had told me what I heard was, with the S sound, Sansibar. And I finally understood He was trying to tell me about the area of Zanzibar. And but to see that map about it and to know that that's what I had heard, and to see that that is talking about that whole area of Tanzania, and then to find out that that is the wilderness, that's being identified as a Goshen where the seed of Zerah is going to be. Guys, I don't know how this is all going to tie in, but it's tying in. We know that there is scripture saying that the church, the woman, right, is going to be taken care of for a time, times, and half a time, or 1,260 days, I believe is the number. Don't quote me on that, but in the wilderness. Guys, there's something to this. There is a connection to it. How it will all play out, only God knows. But He's showing it to us again for a reason. If there is something specific He wants us to see, I believe we have found what information He is trying to tell us and show us. And guys, you know, get excited. Go take a look at some of these pictures. Let me pull some of these pictures up so that you can see, because He has shown us an island. He has shown many of us an island. Let's take a look at what some of these Tanzania beaches look like. Hang on one second. Okay, guys, so all I did is I just typed in Tanzania beaches. You can type in Zanzibar beaches too. That's the island right off of the coast of this. Those two countries merged, is what we read in Wikipedia. But you can go right in and take a look at some of these images, guys. I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. A beautiful place. Um, just to come back to you and talk to you about, the island is where some people have had dreams of going and meeting up with their partners. The island, which was shown to me as a place of rest, a place where we would be learning some things, a place where we would see the Lord and have a meal with him. That is what he told us. And he also said flowers in your hair. That's what he told me that one time. These places of safety, guys. A time, a times, and half a time. That's just not a small amount of time, guys. That's not it. And if this is where he is pointing us to, the wilderness, if this is where we're going to go, then guys, you know, if that is truly the amount of time that we're going to be there, then we're going to be learning some things while we're there. We're going to be spending some time with him, with the Lord. We're going to be spending some time in understanding our partners, coming to get to grips with all the new things that we're being shown and being given to come back. Guys, there's all different kinds of things that are going through my mind that I need to seek the Lord on, but I'm going to bring it before you so that you can seek the Lord yourself as well. It's tying into the Zerah seed. It's tying in to that. I have more that's tying into that. And as soon as I have the allowance to be able to bring some of that other forth, I'm going to do that, because he showed us that O'Hare name for a particular reason. He showed us that other royalty line of Judah for a particular reason. He said that they represent him. Okay, and so that Zerah seed line, that bloodline, is very, very important. And it's going to play a very important role here in the end times. So guys, I bring all of this to you. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming back. Please seek the Lord on these things. And as with all things that I share, I'm sure he will go ahead and confirm this for you. But guys, stay under his wing. Just stay under his wing. Stay in the moment with everything that you're doing from this point forward. God bless you all. Love you.